Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasarupaaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Boliye Shri Veda Vyasa Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hari Om. Today we are in the 25th episode of Prashnottari Ratna Malika under this title of these talks called Vision of Vedanta. So Bhagavan Shri Adi Sankaracharya has been giving us many means by which we can know the right path in life, know what to do in life, how to keep the mind quiet, our association with what we need to focus on, what we need to avoid. These are the small questions and answers that are being given in this Prashnottari Ratna Malika. In the 18th verse, Laghutvamulam cha kimarthitaiva Gurutvamulam yadayachanam cha Jato hi ko yasya punarna janma ko va mrito yasya punarna mrityuhu. Laghutvamulam. What is the cause for being a very ordinary person? Laghu means what makes people take us too lightly. When do we become a very ordinary person? Somebody who can be taken too lightly. Kim arthitaiva is one who is going on asking and begging. Prarthana Visham. In the Yaksha Prashna, the Yaksha asked the question, what is Visham or what is poison? And Yudhishthira replies, Prarthana Visham. Prarthana means asking for this or that experience in this world, from this world. Laghutvamun, that will make us a very ordinary, cheap, and a person who can be taken too lightly by anybody. We will lose our respect in life if we go and ask. Then, what is the opposite? Gurutva Moolam. What makes us a very heavy person? Heavy means a very respectable person, a person to whom everybody can look up to. Yet ayachanam cha. It's the same thing. What makes us very light is asking. Asking not when we are in a difficulty, when we want something, some help. It is not that. Asking something from people so that we get more and more of what we already have or what we desire. Asking to fulfill, asking people so that we want to fulfill our desires. That makes us light. What makes us heavy? Not what makes us a very big person or a very respectable person. Yad ayachanamcha, a person who does not want anything or ask for anything from society is a very heavy person. Guru means not a master in this context. Guru is a heavy object. Jato hi ko yasya punarna janma. One who is the one who is said to be born. We say we are born, we have this birthday. We have had many birthdays. We go on celebrate birthdays lifetime after lifetime. But who is a person who is supposed to be born, who can be said to be born is one who does not have the next birthday, which means one who does not die and get born again to enjoy more in this world or have more to learn in this world, who have completed the task in this world, who have realized the self and who don't have to be born again, whose minds are purified. Jato hi ko yasya, who is considered to have been born, one who does not have another birth is only considered to have been born. Kova mrito yasya, who is the one who is considered to have died. One who does not have any more deaths is considered to have died once and for all, meaning the self-realized person who will have no more future births and hence no more deaths alone is the one who is considered to have been dead and gone. Otherwise, it is dead and reborn. It is not dead and gone. The next verse, very interesting. Mukosti kovam badhirascha kovam vaktum na yuktam samaye samartah tathyam supathyam na shrunoti vakyam vishwasapatram na kimasti nari. Again, he comes back to the points that is told many times before, but in this context, it is a different verse. The other lines are different. Mukaha asti kova, badiraha asti kova. Who is the person who is supposed to not have the capacity of speech? Badiraha. Who is the person who does not have the capacity to hear? It is not the persons who are speech challenged or hearing challenged. It is not those people. Vaktum na yuktam samaye na samartaha. One person, a person who cannot speak the right thing at the right time, does not have the capability of speaking the right thing at the right time, is called a person who cannot speak. Meaning, in the assembly of the Kauravas, when Draupadi is being disrobed by Duryodhana and Dushasana, Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, and even Dhritarashtra, the father, and others, the great people who have studied the Shastras, who are in the assembly, have not given a voice, have not given a word to stop the nonsense, are called dumb people, according to Adi Shankaracharya. Vaktum na yuktam samaye samarthaha. With a proper artha, with proper purpose, if a person cannot speak at the right time, that person is speaking challenged. Tathyam, who is a hearing impaired, auditory challenge. Tathyam supathyam na shrunoti vakyam. A person who does not lend a ear to read poetry and prose which will uplift the self is a person who is hearing impaired. And then what is the one on which you should not give your full faith? Vishwasa patram na kimasti nari. Nari means here not referring to the woman, not the household woman who is running the family, taking care of the children, doing work at home, attending to everybody in the family. It is not about those women. It is about the woman who is enticing people to look at her form, to look at her beauty, and diverting their attention so that they do not lend their attention to higher pursuits in life and they go towards enjoying the physical presence of a woman. Vishwasa patram na. They are not the people on whom you can place your trust, is Adi Shankaracharya's advice. And we should remember this advice is given to the Brahmachari students who are seeking moksha, who are seeking liberation, and they approach the master. And this advice is for those students whether it is a man or a woman. Vishwasa patram na kimasti means it is not just nari. It is a physical body on which we should not place trust, because the physical body is going to disappear. This is a truth. And so we cannot hold on to it for a long time. Even if we hold on to it for a long time, at one point of time, it is not going to, law of diminishing returns will work. It will not give the same amount of joy that it was giving in the beginning. And the person behind the body has got a mind, their own whims and fancies. So life is not going to be pleasant. And so this is what they're saying. Don't keep it as a yardstick for your happiness in life. Vishwasa patram na kimasti. Who is the one who is not fit for your placing your trust and belief on something, is a beautiful, the beauty of a woman or the handsomeness of a man. Don't get deluded by that, is what Adi Shankaracharya Bhagavan is saying here. Tattvam kimekam shivamadvitiyam kimuttamam satcharitam yadasti tyajyam sukham kim striyameva samyak deyam param kim tvabhayam sadaiva. Again, he is coming to the same topic, which means why is Adi Shankaracharya talking so much? Because it is so deep. The impact that it can cause in our lives, the distortion that it can give our minds, the number of births that it can make us take is so deep. And so he has to repeat it again and again. Tattvam kim ekam. What is the one tattvam? What is the one truth that we need to hold on to? We can discard everything in life. We can hold on to that one truth. Shivam Advitiyam, the non-dual presence of auspiciousness, life, bliss, present in everything, in all life forms. This is present. What is that? Shivam, which means life, which gives auspiciousness. When there is life, we feel happy. When life is gone, when the body has got separated from life, which means it lies down as a dead body, there is no auspiciousness in that. In such a house, we go and cry. Shivam Advitiyam is the one tattva or one element that we have to always think about, meaning pay attention to life, pay attention to living, pay attention to breathing, pay attention to consciousness. These are all different forms of life. Shivam, when you eat food, pay attention to life-giving foods. When you meet with people, pay attention to people who are life-giving conversations, who are life-giving. What is life-giving? When people interact so well, they live from truth, they think from truth, it is life-giving. So, Shivam Advitiyam. When you do work, pay attention to life-giving work. What is life-giving work? When you work in dharma, when you do your work as an offering for the divine, any work it may be, it becomes a life-giving work. When you pray to God, pray with so much of love and devotion that the very act of prayer is giving life. When you read books, pay attention to the lofty ideals and lofty thoughts, they give life. The mind derives life from all these means. Shivam Advitiyam Kim Uttamam Satcharitam Yadasti. What is the greatest thing in life? Good conduct is the greatest thing in life. How much ever we may become famous, how much ever we may become rich, how much ever followers we may have, at any point of time, when we slip from our conduct, then everything is gone in our life. Kim Uttamam Sat Charitam Yadasti. Good conduct is the greatest thing in our life. Tyajyam Sukham Kim Striyameva Samyak. Again, as I told you, Sri Adi Shankaracharya is repeating that point here. To repeat again, he is talking to his Brahmachari students who want to attain moksha, who are seekers of liberation. So if we are seekers of liberation, then we should give the pleasure of enjoying flesh through the form of a woman or the form of a man. And he says that it is not so easy. Tyajyam sukham kim. What gives us joy when we give it up? Striyameva samyak. When we get attached to the flesh, to the human personality for our own pleasure, and we give it up finally to pursue higher goals in life and not intermediate enjoyments or little pleasures of life, then that gives us great joy, is what Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Samyak means completely giving up the pleasures. It is not interacting with woman or not interacting with man. It is not that. Interacting with man and woman as other life forms in this world. It is just uh, a very lovely, happy, joyous, beautiful, childlike relationship which we have with people is very good. But when we go deeper and want to seek enjoyment through the flesh, that is what will divert our attention, divert our consciousness, that may lead us to take future births also in this world. What is the greatest thing that we can give? Deyam param kim. What is the thing that we can give others? Any object that we give others, any person or any situation can only provide temporary respite. But when we give abhayam, don't need to worry. When we remove fear from somebody, then it is the greatest gift that we can give somebody. How do we remove fear? By giving the knowledge of the ultimate. Abhaya pradhanam. How do I give abhayam to somebody? Don't fear. Ma shuchaha. Don't worry. Says Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita. Ma bhaishta. Many of the great Mahatmas use these words. Don't worry. Don't fear. Why? When you get the highest knowledge that the Supreme Self that is capable of all knowledge, that is capable of all miracles, that is capable of all activities in this world, that Supreme Self you are. When that knowledge is given to somebody, then you are not only giving knowledge, you are giving them abhaya pradhanam. Abhaya pradhanam means the means to not worry. And every other knowledge will give us something in life. But it is only the knowledge of Vedanta, the knowledge that you are that ultimate, you are the Supreme Self. Tattvam asi, prajnanam brahma. You are the Satchidananda Swarupa. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Atma Brahma. These are the Mahavakyas. Through the contemplation of these Mahavakyas, we come to attain that knowledge. Receiving this knowledge is removing fear from a person's life. So that is what is the greatest gift that you can give to somebody. The next verse, Shatror Mahashatru Tamosti Kova Kamassa Kopan Ritalobha Trishnaham Napuryate Ko Vishayai Saeva Kim Dukkhamulam Mamata Bhidhanam. Shatroho Mahashatrutamaha Asti Kaha Va. Who is the greatest of our enemies? There are many enemies. Who are they? Not the neighbor, not the person working in the office, sitting in the next cabin. No. Kamaha, Kopaha, Anrataha, Lobha, Trishnaha. Kama means desire. Like the tissue box, you pull one tissue paper, meaning you fulfill one desire, the next desire is standing in line, waiting to be fulfilled. There is no end to the desire. Kamaha, Sakopaha. Why is anger coming? When my desire is going to be fulfilled, at that time there is an obstacle to my desire. The obstacle can come in the form of a person, it can come in the form of a situation, or it can come in the form of an object. So when the desire is going towards a person, object, or situation, when the obstacle comes, the force of the desire is obstructed by that obstacle. So the desire can be called like a river, and the obstacle is like a dam. So the river gains force and it becomes very uncontrollable, and that is called kopa. It is an enemy for the person who is entertaining the desire and whose desire has been obstructed. Not the enemy for the other, but the enemy for the person who is the source of that desire. Anrita. Anrita is pursuing falsehood in life, doing false activities, speaking false words, entertaining false relationships, entertaining false thoughts, thoughts which are not taking us towards reality, thoughts, words, actions, and feelings that don't have reality as their goal, that don't have truth as their goal, that don't have life as their goal, that don't have love as their goal, that don't have goodness as their goal. There are reality means it is not just life breath. Everything ends in life breath, life giving and giving life to others. So that is reality. Experiencing life, that is reality. But this reality manifests in many, many forms. It manifests as love, it manifests as mercy, it manifests as contentment, it manifests as peace, it manifests as calmness, it manifests as goodness, it manifests as good health, it manifests as good emotions, it manifests as beauty. In so many ways, reality manifests. So, Anratam means doing the opposite of anything that manifests as reality, which is it is our enemy. So even when we pursue life, even when we are pursuing a hard working life, earning a lot of money, if our earning is not in tune with reality, then that very money, that very lifestyle, the pressure of that lifestyle, that stress of that lifestyle can even put an end to that life. That is why anrutam, or a false life. False life means inside I may be thinking something, outside I will be doing or speaking something. Anrutam. Trishna. Trishna means going after or inexhaustible desires, inexhaustible thirst to acquire, to achieve success, to achieve name, achieve fame, uh, to steal, to hoard, doing all the wrong things inexhaustibly. It's like obsessive compulsive disorder of acquiring things in the world, seeking pleasures from the world is Trishna. It is like, in a very simple language, Trishna means if I have a cup of coffee, I like coffee, and I have a cup of coffee, wanting another cup of coffee to fulfill my thirst. The thirst is going to be never ending, and it is not going to be good for the body also. But still, it is my enemy. Na puryate ko vishayehi sayeva. Na puryate. Vishayehi na puryate. Trishna will never be what cannot be fulfilled. What cannot fulfill us. Going after objects of desire will never fulfill us, because how much ever we tried, objects of desire means objects of seeing, objects of hearing, object of tasting, object of smelling, and object of feeling and touching. So these are the five objects. When we seek pleasures through these objects, we will never be fulfilled, because it does not have the capacity to fulfill us. Only life, only truth, only reality, only the self, only knowledge of the self can fulfill us. What is the cause for sorrow? Kim dukkhamulam mamata abhidanam. Dukkhasya moolam, the cause for sorrow is mamata abhidanam. Any object that you say, mine, mine, mine. I've got a different water bottle to show on this. So any object that I say is mine, 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 will give me cause for sorrow. Because what I say mine, somebody may like it and somebody may take it away from me, or the object can get destroyed, or the object may not be available to me by any means, or I may be far away from the object. Anything can happen. And so, if I place my trust and faith on objects, and object means object of seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching, and I say it is mine, when I put the thought of mine in everything, and I pay attention to the my thought. The my thought was a reason for this story of Devi Mahatmyam to be told to two people. One is Suratha. Suratha is a king. The king lost in a war. It's a small hunting expedition. The king was overpowered by some hunters, and the news spread to his kingdom. They banished him out of the kingdom. Wife, children, everybody were in the kingdom. The king had to escape and run for his life, because the people did not have faith in that they could be protected by him, and they were almost about to kill him, and he ran away into the forest. And there was um, another Vaishya, or a trader. His name is Samadhi. And this trader also, something happened that his wife left him, children left him, all his wealth was taken away from him. He did not have any means to survive, and they left him to fend for himself. Despite all the good things that he has done, he had to go. And he too came to the forest. Both of them met the rishi called, a rishi in the forest, in the hermitage called Sumedas. And both of them had the same problem. These people, at least if they're all taking care of us, it's okay. But in my kingdom, everybody has just abandoned me. And in my family, my own family has abandoned me. But still, I'm going on thinking about them. I'm going on thinking about their welfare. I'm going on thinking about my treasury. I'm going on thinking about my elephants, infantry, cavalry. I'm thinking about whether my children are going to rule properly. I'm having all these thoughts, despite the fact that everybody has abandoned us. Why is it? So Sumedas Rishi says, the reason is mamata. The my thought is the cause for all sorrow. You are having my thought, the attachment thought towards my, and that is a cause for sorrow. Adi Shankaracharya says, Kim dukkha moolam mamata abhidanam. When I say my, when I put my thought on any object, it can be any beautiful object, but I can enjoy the object without putting the my thought on it. If I put the my thought, then that object will be the cause for my sorrow. The next verse, Kim mandanam saksharata mukhasya satyam cha kim bhuta hitam sadaivam kim karma kritva nahi shochaniyam kamarikam sari samarchanakyam. Very beautiful verse. Kim mandanam. What is the thing that adds glory to our words? Mukham means mouth, but from the mouth what comes? Words come. What is the one that makes our words shine, our speech shine? Sa aksharata. Akshara means letters. It is not only literacy. Akshara is also the root that takes us to the source of existence, life, meaning all the bija mantras, yam, lam, vam, sham, bham, pam, gum, sam, everything is all akshara. So knowing letter, in Tamil there's a proverb, எழுத்தறிவித்தவன் இறைவன். So knowing the letter means to know God. So when you know God, when you are literate about God, which is what education is all about. The root word of education is educare, the Latin word, to look within. So for whatever I want within me, I am able to manifest that. I am able to bring that in life. That is true education. So what gives the glory to my speech, glory to my knowledge? Saksharata. Literacy is the literal meaning. The actual meaning is to know God. Mukasya. What is truth? Satyam chakim bhutahitam sadaiva. What is the truth? What is a truthful life? When I live a life of doing good to others, that is a truthful life. Bhutahita means to all creatures. When I work and when I produce and I do things for the welfare of all beings, then that is the truthful life. Kim karma krutva nahi shochaniyam. Doing what action, I don't need to worry at all. Kamari kamsari samarchanakyam. When I samyak archana, kamari, kamari is Lord Shiva, kamsari is Lord Vishnu, Krishna, the one who is the enemy of Kamsa and one who is the enemy of Kama. Lord Shiva killed Kama in the Skanda Mahapuranam and many other Puranas. We have the story of how Kama tried to entice Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva killed Kama. Kamari. Kamsari is, we know in the Mahabharata how Kamsa was killed. Kamsa's own uncle was killed by Lord Krishna. So what is the Kim karma krutva nahi shochaniyam? After doing what action, we don't need to worry at all. When I worship God, when I pray to God, when I pray to Lord Shiva, when I pray to Lord Krishna, I don't need to worry about anything, because whatever problems I may have for which I have prayed, whatever I really need, which is good for me in my life, or which can be given to me according to my punya karmas, they're going to give it to me. So I don't need to worry at all. So if we don't need to worry, then we have to hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord. Kamari, Kamsari, Samyak Archanakyam. When I worship well Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu is the self in all. Lord Shiva is the self of all in one's own self. So when I worship Shiva, I am worshipping and praying to my own self, which is a self in all. When I worship Vishnu, I am seeing myself in everybody. So when I worship these two, there is nothing else that I need to worry about in life, because I am in tune with life, I am in tune with reality, I am in tune with my own self, and everything that's best will happen to me. Kamari, Kamsari, Samarchanakyam. The remaining verses we'll see in our next week's talk. Om Sarvesham Swastir Sarvesham Shantir Sarvesham Purnam Sarvesham Mangalam Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari.